Did they read it? They read? Yeah, when they read it, yeah. Seem a little further back than you. Cover your head, girl, cover your head, boy, cover your head. Father which art in heaven, Amen. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. And lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the power. And the glory. And the glory. Forever. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. The Holy One of Israel. The Holy One of Israel. The mighty one of Jacob. The mighty one of Jacob. King of kings. The King of kings. And Lord of lords. Amen. Amen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so I know y'all been doing, trying to pay attention now. I know y'all been doing the competition, right? So we're gonna get to that, but before we get to it, we're going to go over a little more of what been on the agenda. So who could tell me, since I ain't been here, who could tell me what y'all been talking about? Being alike? Being alike. What about last week? Last week was a short week. What y'all talking about last week? Diligence. Okay, y'all on top of it. Y'all on top of it. Diligence, he said, and being alike. So that's what the quiz is going to be on, both of those. And starting with being alike, that's very important, especially all of you all that was here last year. We were all at the other school, and we were with the kids at the other school. It's hot in here. K through 5, we were all in one building. We had some people graduated, of course, but we were all in one building. So some of the seniors, juniors, even some of the ones that graduated last year, that was one of their complaints, that they were in the building with babies, because we had all the way from kindergarten through 12th in one building around the corner. So now you separate, but the same thing still goes. You all need to be a good example to the smaller kids, because they able to look up at you all, and you could be a good example or a bad example. So that's what being a light is about. And you all in a good position, but if you don't take advantage of it, then it's going to be something for us to tell the little kids where you don't want to follow that example if you leave bad example. You got that all over the Bible. God told us about the Israelites when they came out of Egypt. Paul told us all those years later, they were a bad example. Don't follow their example. So we can learn either way, whether people give us good examples, be a light, good a light to us, or if they show us darkness, we can learn what not to do. So it's contingent on how we behave, how you guys behave, but you're gonna be an example one way or another. And you want to be that light. You don't want to show darkness. And like I said, y'all in a good position because you don't have schools like this where you learn, you get a chance to chill out in the morning and just learn the word. That's not important to the average school. So it might not seem nothing to you guys now, but it's real unique that you get to just marinate on, not with a lot of pressure, marinate on how you should be living. Marinate on the word of God. Because that's going to be the determining factor in the end as we get older. You know, all the teachers, all the A's been in your shoes. And we can all tell you the same thing. It's fun and games when you're younger, when you don't have responsibilities, when you just, you know, still in a child, being a child. But life come real quick, and you find out in a hurry that it's not a game. So it's a wise thing for you all to take advantage of the opportunity that you have now, because you're gonna find out later, one way or another, if you did or didn't, that you're gonna have to come this way. So let's read a couple of things on that before we get to the quiz. Because all this let us know what a lot of people don't know. We got work to do. And that's what last week's lesson, Elijah Ben did. I think it was work with all diligence, right? We got work to do. And that work is going to allow you to be a light to other people. So let's read something in Hebrews. I don't think he read that. Hebrews, the 11th chapter. Hebrews 11. I got only one volunteer to come read. Who's going to read? Hebrews 11. All right, I got a couple here, a couple there. Y'all come up. Moshe and Timon and Celia. One more young lady. Yeah, come on up. I'll sit here. You get one more check. Got it? Go ahead. All right, so the first one we're going to get is Hebrews. Hebrews 11. So this is again, you all are learning what the average kids your age don't know. Even adults don't know. When it comes to God, you got to do something. It takes work. The Bible says point blank, work out your own salvation. Too many churches out here, even churches that might have school like we got, they teaching people it's all about faith without works. You don't have to do nothing. It's all about faith. Look, there is no faith without works. We'll start on this end. 11 and 1, Moshe. Hebrews 11 and 1. Read loud so everybody can hear you.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for.
I need some mics in here. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Go ahead.
The evidence, things not seen.
Uh-huh.
In a good report.
Go ahead.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God.
Uh-huh.
So that things which are seen were not made things which do appear.
So then you're talking all about faith. All about faith. Well, go ahead.
To God, a more excellent sacrifice became.
Right.
By which he obtained riches, that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts.
But notice when it's talking about people that have faith, it's talking about they did something. They did some works. That's what it just said. By faith, Abel did something. He made more excellent sacrifice than Cain. Cain got jealous and eventually killed. But Abel has some works to back his faith up. Go ahead.
By it, he being dead, yet speaking.
Talking about Abel.
Faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death.
By faith, Enoch was translated, never died, because he lived his faith out. You can't just say you believe and God gonna be happy with that. No, the Bible says faith without works is dead. By faith, it said Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Go ahead. And was not found. He did not. He just never came home, because the Lord gave him a different type body that we need to live forever. He didn't die. He's ahead of his time. But go ahead. God had translate. Translate just means change. And he won't be the only one that ever got changed. Once Jesus come back at the second coming, people gonna meet him that's living. Some of you all probably will be living. As long as you do what you're supposed to do and you still living, you'll be in position to meet the Lord in there and get changed. That means you'll never die. That's amazing to be even having that opportunity. Because everybody before us have all died. Everybody except him. Everybody died. Millions upon millions, billions of people came before us, they all died. But we in position to live till the Lord come and get changed, get translated like Enoch. See, it's nothing new under the sun. So when that happened, we won't even be able to say, we the first people got it. Nope, it's nothing new. So by faith, Enoch was translated, he should not see death and was not found. See, people run around talking about so-and-so not dead. I was at a funeral this week. They didn't really get into it, but they've been saying that forever. You go to a funeral, it's not really dead. They're not dead. They're not dead. But I'm looking at the body in the casket. They are dead. Somebody called me and told me they died. They dead and got to be resurrected. See, if somebody's not dead, it'll be like Enoch. You won't find no dead body. That's why I said he was not found. For God had translated him, but what else?
Translation.
Before his translation, what? This testimony, what? Please God. You got to do something to please God. You can't just talk about it. What verse is that? Verse 6, last one, read.
Faith, it is impossible to please him.
Without faith, it is impossible to please God. So you need faith. But faith is only exhibited by your work ethic, by your diligence. You can tell your teachers all day long, I believe what you say. I believe. I got faith. Oh, I got a good teacher. I got a good teacher. But you don't never do no work. Don't do no work in school. Don't do no homework. You really don't have no faith. So he said at verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please him for what?
He that he is.
For he that cometh to God, number one, must believe that he is, God is, but what else?
He is a reward of them that diligently
And he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. That's what you all talked about last week, working diligently. Diligently. That says a lot in itself. That lets you know it's not a lackadaisical, easy process. You are going to be about whatever the business is. Diligently seek him. Give him a share hand. Thank you very much. Timon. Let's read right quick. James 2. James 2. James, the second chapter. So we're going to pick it up at we're going to cut to the chase at verse 14. James 2. We'll start at verse, matter of fact, let's read up a little bit. Because he's talking about in this second chapter, James, being a respecter of persons, which we can't be, or we sinning against God if we're expecting persons. So everybody should get pretty much the same equal treatment, not treat somebody special because of who you might think they are. Here's an example about somebody you think got some money and they treat them special when they walk into a place because they think they clothing, they think they got something. So that's the example he gave us. But 2 and verse 8. James 2 and 8. Read aloud, Jerome.
He fulfilled the royal law according to the scripture. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. He do well.
Oh, if you love your neighbor as yourself, you do well. If you do that, that's the royal law. There's 2 great commandments: loving the Lord with all your heart, soul, and mind, and loving your neighbor as yourself. If you do that, you're doing good. Again, you're obeying the law, bro. You do well. See, this is for people who say you don't have to do nothing. Blow out faith. Well, if you got real faith, yeah, that is all you need. You're going to have some works to go with it. But go ahead.
But if ye have respect to persons,
But if you have respect to persons, what you doing?
ye commit sin.
You commit sin. Go ahead.
Convince the law as transgressors.
You convince or you convict. Just like they convict people in court. They convict people of transgressing man's law. You have a conviction on your record. That's what he's talking about. But he's talking about you convicted by breaking God's law. You convinced of the law as a transgressor. Go ahead.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law, and yet offend at one point, he is guilty of it all.
Whosoever keep the whole law and yet offend at one point. See, I've heard people quote this as if it means we can't keep it, so let's not worry about keeping any of it. Because if we break one, we break them all. So, no, he's saying don't neglect any of it. Don't just say, well, I'm not going to work. I'm gonna do that and I'm going to break that law. You can't do that. If you're going to keep the law, is what he's telling us. What verse you at?
11.
Go ahead.
He that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill.
See, he said, the same one said, do not commit adultery, said, do not kill. So if you don't commit adultery, you're doing good. But if you turn around and kill, you messed up. You're still in trouble. Go ahead.
Now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art become a transgressor of the law.
It's still a transgressor of the law. Go ahead.
So speak ye, and do so. No, so do. As they that shall be judged by the law of liberty.
So speak and so do. See, this is a problem with a lot of church goers and would-be believers. They have been made to think they don't have to do nothing, especially they don't have to keep the law. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It's the works you do. The law is a light. It's telling you how you need to live. If we're going to be a light to somebody, we have to keep the law. Go ahead.
For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy. And mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Go ahead, 14.
What doth it profit, my brethren?
Okay, what do it profit, my brethren? Go ahead.
Though a man say he have faith and have not works, can faith save him?
That's the question. What do it profit though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? See, this letting you know you gotta work. And we already said, so you gotta do it with diligence. That's how you seek God, diligently. He that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder, not of anybody, of them that diligently seek him. Them that diligently seek him. So what do it profit if you say you got faith? A lot of people do that too. That's why I say you all in a great position because you are learning really what the Bible is teaching and not what tradition says. What do it profit, my brother, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? That's the question. Let's get the answer. 15.
Such he made
Uh-huh.
destitute of daily food.
Uh-huh.
And one of you say unto him, Depart in peace, be warmed and filled.
Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, ye give them those things,
Not those things.
not those things which are needful to the body.
Uh-huh.
What doth it profit?
So he gave an example on how faith without works won't work. You got to do something. He gave an example. He said, what do it profit somebody? Somebody is hungry and starving. Somebody is destitute of food and clothing. They don't have nothing. He said, if a brother and sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be warm and be filled. That's all you do. So you're exhibiting some faith with your mouth. You tell them, go in peace. May you be filled with food and clothed and warm. But he said, notwithstanding, you give them not those things which are needful. You don't do nothing. That's not going to benefit that person. They might get it down the road, but you didn't do nothing to help by opening your mouth saying. He said, what do it profit? Even so, that's an example for us. For what? 17.
Even so, faith, if it hath not works, it's dead. But being alone.
Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. That's why Elijah Ben last week was talking about work with diligence. Work with diligence. Be diligent. See, you can have different attitudes. You can just work a little bit and say, well, I'm gonna do just enough to get by. Some people do that. Some people do that in your position in school. You don't do everything you could do. You even know you could do better. See, even though I kind of did my own thing when I was in school, I figured if I was gonna be there, I might as well do the best I could do. So I got all A's because I was there. Didn't make no sense to me not to be there and still not do what I needed to do. I might as well not be there. Even some of my friends would say, man, because we was able to move around in high school. We could leave kind of between classes. Yeah, we're gonna go cut class. Ain't no need of me to cut class. I'm here. I could have stayed home if I was gonna cut class. So you got to make up your mind. Are you gonna do it with diligence, with everything you got, or you just gonna do enough to get by, which eventually that wears thin. And he letting us know here, we got some serious work to do. What verse was you at? 17? Even so faith that have not works is dead, being alone. Go ahead, 18.
Yeah, may say.
A man may say what?
Have worked.
Uh-huh.
Show me thy faith that works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
See, if you don't do nothing but only talk about doing it, talk a good game, somebody can come up on you and say, look, you got faith. You got faith, but I got works. Show me thy faith without thy works. You can't do that. And I will show you my faith by my work. That's the only way that works. They got sayings to back this up, even in the street, in the world. Actions do what? Who? Go ahead and say it. Actions, she said, speak louder than words. Words, anybody can do the words. But actions speak loud. That speaks volume. 19.
Thou believest that there is one God, Thou doest well.
You do well if you say you believe there's one God. But guess what? Keep reading.
Devils also believe and tremble.
The devils believe. Know it's one God, but they tremble. But they devils. So what does that mean for you? You can say you believe, but if you don't do nothing, you're no better than the devil. He said he believed, but he don't do anything. He don't do the right thing. Go ahead, 20.
But wilt thou know, O vain man,
But wilt thou know, O vain man? What?
faith without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. Gotta have some work. That's what he's talking about. Work with all diligence. Work with diligence. And that's how you end up being a light. But like I said, you're going to be an example to people, whether it be good or bad. If you hear in prep, junior and high school, and you don't act right, which is your choice, how you going to act, eventually you're going to be gone, and we're going to be able to use you as a bad example. See, the choice is always yours. I raised my kids. I raised Elijah Ben and tell them, you can actually do what you want to do. We couldn't do it when he was in my house. That's like you can't do what you want to do in your parents' house. But don't worry. You're going to eventually get a chance to choose to do whatever you want to do. We're just trying to give you help so you make the right choices when that time comes. You're going to be, if I told my kid, I told Elijah Ben, I said, don't worry. You're going to be, if you want to act the fool, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have a chance to act the fool. Don't even worry. Don't sweat it. You just can't do it now because I ain't going to let you. So if you want to act crazy, be patient. You're going to be that crazy. Hopefully you learn that ain't going to work. See, the choice is all about. Nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do in the long run, but you're going to answer to God for it. So we trying to help you out because you're going to have to come answer to God one way or another. So it's better to get it right while you have the chance. He said, you believe there's one God? You do well, but the devils believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Skip down to verse 26 and read that.
For as the body without spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also.
Exactly. Get to on hand. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, Ophelia, we're going to go to Luke 12. Luke 12. Because you want to do the things to be a light to people around you, people that don't know, people that's younger. And the Lord actually tells you that to whom much is given, much is required. So that's why, believe it or not, I keep saying you got to be in a good position by being able to sit down, listen to the word. Before you get into any other school, books you have to worry about, you worried about the most important book, the Bible. But as good of a position you are in, it's also setting you up as well. Why is it setting you up? Because you're going to know too much. Well, you're not going to get away with stuff. That's another thing I told my children. That I didn't know the things that my children knew when I was their age. So if the less you know, the less accountable you're going to be. So you guys are knowing too much to be fooling around. The Lord's not going to have, I'm telling you now. Just like Elijah Ben. He went to college. He tried to do his own thing for a while. He couldn't get away with nothing. I was in college. I was going to lie, act the fool. And probably got away with more than him because at that time I knew less than he knew at the same time. So that's what he means when he say, to whom much is given, much is required. The more you know, the more that's expected of you by people around you and even God. Luke 12 and verse 44. We're going to start there. Go ahead.
Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath.
But Proverbs 43, because this is the Lord, this is Jesus talking, the Lord talking about you being prepared for when he come back. And it's either come back or come for your life. Because in these days, these people wasn't going to live till the Lord come. But they was going to live till he come till they die. And you have to be prepared either way. Read 43. What does that say?
Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord
Back up one. Don't make it make sense. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season?
He's talking about doing some work. It's an analogy, but go ahead.
Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath.
Back up and read 40. I should have started there. My bad. Verse 40.
Be ye therefore ready also.
Be ye therefore ready also. Why?
Think not.
For he comes at an hour when you think. Then he started talking about make sure that you blessed if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And he going to make you a ruler. It's 45 though. Go ahead.
But and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming.
But now you can know the right thing to do, but you get a little tired of doing it, waiting on the Lord, and start acting crazy. You're gonna be in a bad position. Because you know better. See, you could be with people doing wrong. And being that you know better, you're in a worse predicament than them. Because at least they can say, well, I really didn't know. I wasn't raised that way. I didn't have a Bible. I didn't have Bible study every morning when I went to school. So I didn't know I should have been doing those things really like I should. I didn't understand that people have mercy on them more than you, and God will have mercy on them more than you. Why? Because you're supposed to be a light when you know more. Go ahead.
And shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens.
So what he said, what if that servant? Now, first he told us if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be blessed. He's going to look out for you when he comes. Then he said, but if that servant said in his heart, my Lord, the Lord is coming. And he began to beat the men servant. Like if you all around here fighting one another, acting crazy, it's going to be a problem. Beat the men servants and the maids. And what else?
And to eat and drink. And to be drunken.
In other words, just live world. Live like the people in the world. Only problem here is you know better. You already know better. See, the world is a messed up place. People doing all kind of wickedness in the world. That's why the world can't last. So you really don't want to be on the wrong side. You don't want to be on the world side. But again, the choice is yours. So even Jesus said, he know what's in people's mind. You know what you're supposed to do. And you decide to do something else. You can actually do that. You can actually do that. He said, but if that servant said in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maids, eat, drink, everybody eat, drink, right? But now you not focused on God no more. That's all you concerned with, having a good time, living life, living in the world, eat, drink, and be drunker. That's what that means. What the Lord gonna do? 46.
The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him.
See, the Lord, this is Jesus talking. He said, I'm going to surprise that servant. Because why? This is a servant that knew to be a servant, but wanted to be like everybody in the world. Wanted to do what they was doing. And we got that bad. We got that bad. Growing up, your parents tell you, well, don't be with those people. Them the exact people you want to be with. And you should know that. He said, if that servant say, my Lord, the Lord is coming and go out back in the world, Lord, that servant would come in the day, but he looketh not for him, and what?
And at an hour when he is not aware.
And at an hour when he is not aware, do what?
Sunder.
And will cut him in sunder. That don't sound good. Go ahead.
And will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
And will give him his reward, his portion with the unbelievers. See, what's special here is he was a believer. That's what's special here. He was a believer, but he gonna get treated like an unbeliever because he did not work diligent. He did not do the things he was supposed to do and even be a light to other people. Go ahead.
And that servant, which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself.
And that servant that knew his Lord's will and didn't prepare himself, didn't do right, what?
Neither did according to his will.
Neither did according to God's will. Go ahead.
Shall be beaten with many stripes.
He's going to be beaten with many stripes. See, the Lord got everybody numbered. That's why you might think when you can hide from parents, teachers, and get away with stuff. Somebody you can't hide from, that's the Lord. I found that out at a young age. And stuff you do, the Lord chastises you for it. You don't even have to be nobody around. And the Lord will chastise you for stuff you do done. Go ahead.
But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes.
See, but somebody that don't know, but they messed up too. You with somebody, you doing wrong with somebody who really don't know better, and you know better. You in more trouble. Go ahead.
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
Unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. Go ahead.
And to whom men have committed much,
And whom men have committed much. Go ahead.
of him they will ask for more.
Of him they would ask for. They would expect more. So that shows you again, you got to, when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And that's how you can be a light. But it takes work. Very good. Give a Philly hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We grind it down to Bill. We're going to read a couple of things. And let's go to Revelation 12 chapter. Revelation 12. Revelation 12. So God is not telling us to do these things, keep his commandments in the Bible for us to not do nothing and think we're going to get away with it. 12 and 17. 12 and 17. This is talking about some stuff that's going to go on in the future, not that far. But it's going to go on with the devil. Things going to get worse in this world. Not going to get better. It's going to get worse. That's why you guys got to be prepared. 12 and 17, though. Go ahead.
The dragon was worked with the woman.
So he said the dragon was wroth. That means angry. Angry with the woman. The woman represents us, the church. Go ahead.
Went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
And he's going to make war with the remainder because a lot of the church is going to escape to the wilderness before tribulation starts. That's a whole nother lesson. But he going to make war with the remnant of her seed. What does the remnant of the church look like who's still out here in the world and they're going to have to deal with things? What do they look like? What's their MO? The remnant of her seed, which do what?
Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
Let me say, do some works. That's what makes them a part of the church. You got to do something. You got to work with diligence. That's the only way you'll be a light to others. You got to do what the Lord is saying. So he said he went to make war with them. See, the devil hates when you're doing right, especially in the midst of everybody doing wrong. Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus. So that's really works in faith in that verse. Testimony being They believed on what, and they represented what Christ was about. They got faith in it. But it said they keep the commandments of God. Back up, go forward, I should say, to the 14th chapter of Revelation. 14th chapter of Revelation. This even is talking about the mark of the beast. But we're going to cut to the chase at verse 12. 14 and 12. Go ahead.
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
So here goes the patience of the saints. What do the saints do? They keep the commandments of God. And we can go to a church Sunday, they'll tell them, you ain't got to keep the commandments of God. They ain't got away with it. They don't understand the Bible. See, that's why we stressing you guys having the proper work ethic, not just with school work, but with God work, with obeying God. That's what he's letting us know. And we're going to have to answer for whatever we do. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God. Then he mentioned faith, because it's faith at work. And the faith of Jesus. They keep. You can't say you got faith in Jesus, you don't keep the commandments. Jesus didn't address that. So how you calling me Lord, don't do what I tell you to do? Go right quick to Revelation. But keep your finger in Revelation. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to the Old Testament to Genesis is 25. And we're going to come back to Revelation and wrap it up. Genesis 26. Genesis 26. I want to read this because people have heard some people talking faith but no works. People have heard about our forefather Abraham. And even in the Bible, he's called, and we can read it, the father of faith. The father of faith. But people would take that little verse and make it like all we need is faith. We don't have to do no work. See, Abraham is the father of faith. We Abraham children. We Abraham seed, even spiritually speaking. We Abraham seed. But they miss out the fact that Abraham had works to back his faith up. See, without works, you don't have faith. It's going to take work. And we already saw what you got to work diligently. 26 and 1. Genesis 26. It's all the way at the beginning of the Bible. And we're going to go from Genesis all the way to the end of the Bible, back to Revelation, because we believe the whole Bible. It's all leading us the same way. 26 and 1. Go ahead.
And there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham.
Okay, so Abraham actually is gone now. His son is on the scene. Who is who? Isaac. So you got Abraham, Isaac. After Isaac, you had Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So this is Isaac's time. But it's referencing his father Abraham. So it said it's a famine in the land. It said there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. Notice there's always problems that people have to deal with. Sometimes in life, we going through stuff we dealt with, pandemic. All of you guys were here around, whether you was going to this school, some other school, you were around during the pandemic. That's a pestilence. So we had to deal with that. Well, they had to deal with this in the Bible, a famine. There was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And what happened?
And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the
Philistines,
unto here.
Verse 2.
From And the Lord appeared unto him and said,
Now the Lord appeared to us, said what?
Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of.
Don't go to Egypt, stay here. Go ahead. Go dwell in the land I'm telling you. Talking about Canaan, the promised land. Go ahead.
Sojourn.
So sojourn, that means live where?
Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee, for unto thee, and unto thy seed, I will give all these countries.
See, that's what he making the promise to him like he made to Abraham. He said, just stay in this land, the land of Canaan. Even though it's a famine, you good. I'm going to look out for you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed will I give all these countries, and what?
Which I swear unto Abraham thy father.
And I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. Now he's going to tell us about Abraham. Go ahead. Finish that though.
And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries. And in thy seed shall all the nations of earth be blessed.
Everybody going to be blessed. They let you know this blessing is for all nations. The whole world can partake in it, but you got to have some works to go with your faith. Go ahead.
Because that Abraham obeyed my voice.
Oh, because that Abraham obeyed my voice, God said. Go ahead.
And kept my charge.
And kept my charge. What else? My commandments. Oh, Abraham wouldn't call the father of faith because he didn't do that. Abraham obeyed God's voice, kept his charge. He said, my commandments, what else? What else? My statutes and my law. Abraham, some rules. That's why he's called the father of faith. Yeah, it works. One more place. Go to Revelation 2. That's why I say you guys are ahead of the curve knowing what this is really about. Whether you do it or not, it's up to you. But you're ahead of the curve knowing what it's about because most of your peers, people your age, even adults, grown people that go to church every week don't know what you all have learned. That's why the world is so messed up. Nobody as a whole practicing what God say to do, following what God say to do. 2:25. Revelation 2 and 25. Read it.
But that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Jesus is saying, what you got, what you done learned about me, what you've been doing, that which you have already, hold on to it. See, that's your objective once you get the truth. Because it'll be many obstacles, it'll be many distractions to try to deter you from doing what you're supposed to do. You know that. So that's why he said that which you have already, hold fast till I come. 26.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end to him.
Oh, to him that overcome and do what?
And keepeth my works.
But do what?
To the end.
And keepeth my works. So it's all about works. So when you run to somebody, you're going to see them, and they're going to say, oh, y'all believe in, you got to keep the commandments and do works. It's all about faith. They don't understand. They never read stuff like that. They preach it and read it to them. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. And we see you have to not only have some works, not just blasé work, you got to work diligent. Read it again, verse 26.
He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
What are you going to do for that person?
To him will I give power over the nations.
So you have to keep doing it. Even though you get tired, it's just like I played sports in high school and college. You don't feel like doing that stuff all the time. You don't feel like practicing every day. But you have to keep doing it because that's a part of the process. You have to keep doing it. That's what Jesus said. He that overcome it. Moses a challenge. That's why he said overcome. And keepeth my words unto the end. That's the one gonna get the great reward. He said, to them will I give power over the nations. Might as well finish. 27.
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
See, we can imagine the promise that God has for us for doing this. We ain't doing this for nothing. Just like you don't come to school and work and don't get no type of reward. No, you're going to get a reward at the end. You can graduate. You're going to go to the next grade. You're going to eventually graduate. And you're going to have credentials to go and do something else, whatever that is. So you get some out of it. Well, we're going to get something out of pleasing God, working, doing the work God got for us to do. He said, if you overcome and keep his works to the end, he's going to give you power over the nation, and you're going to rule them with a rod of iron. We can't imagine this. That's what God is promising his people that can endure. Go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
He said he's going to give you that just like he got it from his father. We might as well read 28. Go ahead.
Now give him the morning stars.
And I will give him the morning star. 29.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
See, the Spirit is telling the church, you got to overcome and keep his works to the end. People say they got the Spirit out here in the world, but they telling people you don't have to do nothing. Jesus did it all. Somebody got the wrong spirit. This is what the Spirit in the Bible is saying. And he that have an ear, because it's up to you, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the church. Very good job. Get to me a hand. All right. So y'all do boys and girls, right? Still competition. Yeah. How y'all see who go first? Y'all do rock, paper, scissors? All right. Who be winning? The girls be winning? Boys, y'all gonna have to step up. Girls on the street? I gotta step up. Boy. All right, we're gonna do this right quick. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. It's somebody else who ain't good at that. Philly always know. Come on, young lady. You ain't. All right, y'all know how this goes. Y'all been doing this a long time. 1, 2, 3, go. Come on, last 2 weeks. Questions for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, last week and this week. Because last week was a short week. We came back from break. Last week was work with diligence. This week we've been talking about be a light, right? All right, number 1 for the girl. For the girl. I got some tough questions. These tougher than the ones I get my kindergarten. But they see what book, chapter, and verse tells us Jesus is the light of the world. Bam. What book, chapter, and verse? Talking about being a light? What book, chapter, and verse? I need everything. Tamara, come on up. Quick. Tamara. What? But you just gonna answer the question. Yeah. All right, let's see. Shh, y'all talking too much. Y'all talking too much. What's that?
John 8 and 12.
John 8 and 12 is the answer. Stand right there and just read it. She already know. Read it. Shh.
Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
Yes. Very good. Good job. Give her a hand. Y'all don't get no snacks over here, huh? Okay. Very good. Bring y'all some candy. Big kids need candy too. All right, here we go. For the boy. 1-0 for the girls. Good job. Same thing. Same similar type question for the boys. What book, chapter, and verse tells us the earth was void and darkness was upon the face of the water? That's so easy. Well, y'all went first. See, that is that's the easy thing. But we didn't know the boys don't get this. They might even stop. Just see, it could have been a girl's question. Y'all wouldn't have been complaining with y'all. You need me to repeat the question? Just gonna give me the answer. Book, chapter, and verse. Which one?
Verse 1 and 2.
Are you sure? You very sure. Very good. Good job. I'm gonna show you. Sometime y'all could have got tripped up too. Because he could have asked, what book, chapter, and verse do it mention that other than in Genesis? So I'm going to show you something that a lot of people don't know. And this is talking about the end of the world. It's going to be similar. Read Jeremiah 4 right quick. But he right, Genesis 1 and 2 is the answer. Jeremiah 4. Jeremiah 4. Got it? Jeremiah 4. And this is a different time from in Genesis. Just read Jeremiah 4 and verse 20. Read 22.
For my people is
Too much years. Let's stop. Everybody should be paying attention. For my people, what? Jeremiah 4:22. Read. My people is foolish. He's talking about us, Israel, known as AKA black people. My people is foolish. Go ahead. They have not known me, God said. What else? Soddom's children. Go ahead. Sodom's children. Same thing. Basically means foolish. Go ahead.
They have none understanding.
And they have none understanding. Go ahead. They're wise to do evil. See, we sometimes, and that fits us to this day, sometimes we real smart to do the wrong thing. Figure out all the tricks to do something wrong when you could be using that to do the right thing. He said they wise to do evil, but what?
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
But to do good, they have no knowledge. And what does 23 say?
I beheld the earth.
He said, I beheld the earth, and what?
It was without form.
And lo, it was without form. And it was void. Sound like what? Beginning, go ahead.
And they had no light.
The heavens and they had no light. This is in Jeremiah, but it's talking about how things gonna be when it's all said and done. Because the Lord gonna come and destroy the earth again. That lets you know what kind of went on in Genesis. Something was there because it was full of water. But let's read that one. That was where the answer was. 1 and 2. Read it. Genesis 1 and 2.
And the earth was without forms and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved on the face of the water.
All right, very good. Give him a hand. Give Rashad a hand. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. 1-1. You got a game. Number 3 for the girls. Proverbs tells us that the field Of a blank person, let thorns grow in their vineyard. What's the answer for the blank? The fields of what kind of person? That's easy too. That is. Proverbs tells us that the field of a blank person lets thorns grow in their vineyard. What kind of person let thorns? This proverb say let thorns grow in their vineyards. You don't need to know where it's at in Proverbs. Just need to know what type of person that is. Need a girl. What's the question? Boy's gonna get a chance to take it and steal it if no girls don't know. Proverbs tells us that the field, like we got a field outside, we got a field over there. Oh, the field. You got it? Come on, come on, come on. Sure you got it? All right. Girls try to stay in front. It's 1-1. You're gonna turn to Proverbs because you don't know the answer. Too much noise. But what is just get it out without reading. You gotta say it loud. What kind of person? She said lazy person. How many people think that's right? Yes, that is right. But you can use your phone. This is an open book test. Are you saying he don't let y'all use? Uh-huh. All right, Proverbs what? 24. Yeah, we let y'all use it because this is an open book test. It got quick now. 24, 24 and 30. Proverbs 24 and verse 30. Read it.
I went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding.
I went by the field of the slothful, that's the same as lazy. Of the field, of the man's field, and that void of understanding, and what?
And lo, it was all grown over with thorns.
And lo, it was all grown over with thorns. What else?
And needles had covered the face. Therefore, and the stone wall, therefore, was broken down.
And the stone wall didn't have no fence no more. So it was just being ran over. But the answer is lazy or slowful or even sluggard. All the same. Very good job, good job, good job. Good. 2-1. For the boys. See if this is going to be easy. Hebrews tells us that God is a blank. And we read it to those that diligently seek him. We read this today, so y'all better get that. God is a blank to them that diligently seek him. Come on, come on. Give my hand, get out. You read that? Did you read that? You read that thing. Oh, that was Moshe? You read? Okay. You read something else. What you read? What you read? You don't know what you read? You read James 2? Okay. What's that? You need me to repeat it? Yeah. Repeat it. Hebrews tells us that God is a blank to those who diligently seek him. Or what to them that diligently seek him? A rewarder? Very good. That's the answer. Good job. Hebrews 11:6. 2-2. Good job. 2-2. Hebrews 11:6. Boys got a couple of these because we read that a little while ago. Hebrews tells us that God is and he said, rewarder to those that diligently seek him. Read it.
But without faith it is impossible to please him.
Yes.
For he that cometh to God must believe that he is.
That he is and what?
And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Dragon House, good job, good job. 2-2. Moving on. Moving right on for the girls. Boys hanging tough. Good job. Let's see what the girls gonna do. It's a fifth question. We read that nobody should despise or hate their youth, but we should be an flame of the believers. We read that nobody should despise. Girls, this is a tough one. It's a tough one. Right?
Well, listen.
Tough. Can't read it today either. Here you go. Once again. Y'all should know it though. It is a one-word answer. And I've been saying it all day. Answer. But it's in this scripture in the Bible. We read that nobody should despise or hate their youth, but should be an light of the believer. Who? We got it? Right. Y'all gonna get behind, y'all don't get. Do y'all do the Greek for this? We let y'all do it? All right, try chicken, y'all. Try chicken. All right. All right. We got cup fans. Come on, young lady. Y'all got it? No, be quiet. 2-2. Girls gonna break the tie. All right. There's no cheating. There's no cheating in my percent. What you got, young lady? Hey! Quiet. Shoot, don't tell me. You ain't got to tell me where it is. Just give me the answer. You ain't got to tell me where it is. I'm gonna read the question. We read that nobody should despise or hate their youth, but should be a light. I need that word of the believers. What's that word? Example. Very good. You don't read it. The scripture is what? Tell them the scripture and read.
1 Timothy 4:12.
What does it say?
Let no man despise thy youth, but be careful of the people who are. This conversation and charity is.
That's indeed. Very good job. All right, 3-2. Boys trying to keep up. All right, boys. Here we go. Since Israel is a chosen nation and were out of darkness, our light should be honest amongst the Gentiles as an example to them. Ooh, that's tough too. That's tough for the boys. I don't know. I'm gonna read it again. Since Israel is a chosen nation and we're out of darkness, our light should be honest amongst the Gentiles and is as an example to them. Our what should be honest amongst the Gentiles as an example to them. What's the one word? Since Israel is a chosen nation and we're out of darkness, we wasn't in darkness no more. Our blank should be honest amongst the Gentiles as an example to them. Yeah, that's tough. All right. 3-2, boys can tie it up, or the girls don't have a chance to take off. It's funny too. Sometimes it's what you can learn when taking tests. This is like a little like quiz. This is what you can learn when taking tests. A lot of times you will get the answer to a later question in an early question. The answer will be read to you in a previous question or answer. So we just read the word that you need. William, come on. All right, Mike, read it again. Now I'm just giving y'all some chest takers here. Since Israel is a chosen nation and we're out of darkness, our blank should be honest amongst the Gentiles as an example to them. We talked about the same thing, being an example and all of that. That was the answer last question, example. That's not the answer, just that's read in the question. What? Who got it? You got your hand up? For real? Come on, Rashad, come on. All right. So, you got the answer one, just say now. Tell me now. Now, you see what he said? You said it. He said conversation. Is that right or wrong? That's right. First Peter, Second Peter, First Peter 2:9. 3-3, good job. Y'all both doing good. First Peter 2:9. Read that. First Peter 2:9. Read it.
But ye are a chosen generation,
You are chosen generation, he's talking. Go ahead.
a royal priesthood,
A royal priesthood. Go ahead. A holy nation. Go ahead. A peculiar people. Yeah, go ahead.
that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
That's right. Who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Now that's First Peter 2:9. We still don't have the answer. Skip to 12. Let's get the answer. Go ahead.
Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles.
Oh, having your conversation honest amongst the Gentiles. See, in the previous answer, when we read the answer, it had the word conversation in it. And that's what you will find in text. If you pay attention to all the questions, they will slide the answer to a later question in an earlier question. Because it's all talking about the same stuff. Having your conversation honest amongst the Gentiles, that what?
Whereas they speak against you as evildoers.
They're speaking against you as evildoers. People don't talk about you for what?
They made your good works.
They make glory. What's that word?
They made
by
your good works.
What?
Which they shall behold.
Do what?
Glorify God in the day of visitation.
Glorify God in the day of visitation. Very good job. That's a good job. Number 7. This might end in a tie, unless the girls slip up. This for the girls. What chapter in Proverbs? It's in Proverbs. What chapter in Proverbs tells us that all labor and work leads to profit, but talking with your lips lead to poverty, penury. Answer. I just need the chapter. We don't need the verse, but that's probably the only way you're going to know the chapter is to know the verse. What chapter in Proverbs tells us that? All labor and work leads to profit, but talking with your lips leads to poverty and penury. Answer. Larry, come on up. Well, if you need me to repeat it, you still give me an answer. What's that? She said Proverbs 14, you think that's right? Yeah, that's it. That's why. Good job, good job. Proverbs 14, what verse is it? You don't know? Yeah. Right. Proverbs 14, verse 23. Proverbs 14 and 23. Read it.
All labor there is profit. The talk of the lips from his own soul.
Very good. Good job. Girls can't lose. Boys can tie it up. Boy, y'all can slip up and the girls gonna steal the game. So, the tie, hey, the tie is good as a win. Last question, yes it is. All right, here we go. Girls, be quiet. What chapter in Deuteronomy? Just need the chapter. Deuteronomy. Tell us to keep our soul diligently so we don't forget the things we have seen. What chapter? Deuteronomy what? Tells us that. For the boys. For the boys. All right. Y'all gonna blow boys. What y'all doing? What chapter in Deuteronomy tells us to keep our soul with diligence, keep our soul diligently, so we don't forget the things we have seen. See, when Israel came out of Egypt, they saw all these things from God gave. They saw God take them through the Red Sea. They saw God find Pharaoh's army in the Red Sea. They saw that. So God can do good stuff with you, and you can see it in your life. Who got it? Moshe, all right, come on up for the top. Come on up. We just need the chapter, Moshe. You want to read again, or you got it? You got it? Deuteronomy what, Moshe? He said Deuteronomy 4. How many people think that's right? Girl, them boy. It is right. Good job. Great job. Everybody get good. Y'all all are smarter than y'all look. Now, best of y'all. All right, look. 4 and 9. Deuteronomy 4 and 9. Y'all doing a great job.
Take heed to thyself.
Only take heed to thyself.
Keep so diligent.
And keep thyself diligent. Notice if we keep talking about diligence. Diligent. That means you are found in God. Start over.
Only take heed to thyself.
And do what?
Keep thy soul diligent.
Keep thyself diligent. What?
Stop get things which thine eyes see.
Let's not forget the things which thy eyes have seen. That's what the question was. What chapter tells us to keep our soul diligent so we don't forget the things that we see. Good job. Give yourself a hand. Stand up, face to face. And when we get there, y'all gonna have a seat for further instruction.